Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm here with my boy Blackwings with the Rogue Rangers. Tell us what you did today.
Went undefeated in a tournament with some spice, some Chimera spice. We'll see.
Ooh, show us the spice.
All right, let's go get into the main deck profile here. So we went with the 3 ratio. We kind of went and maximized everything for this build.
Okay.
So reasoning is, well, at least for the monsters, you want to maximize on all the options there because you want to see, this by itself is not a combo starter, but it definitely gets you places when you see all these other options in your hand. Of course, this is kind of the busted option. You see this 1-card combo, you get everything done. If you open this, though, it's probably better to open this and start not using Coatl until you make sure that you don't get Drolled. Yeah, it's not a Droll meta, but somebody's gonna come out here and cheese you with a single Droll.
Always.
It can happen, so you just stay ready for it. And having the extra names really help for the grind game.
Gotcha. Okay. What we got next?
Of course, the 2 fusion to go with it. I tested 3. I didn't like it. I feel like you can go without it. It definitely is a choice to go 3, but the fact that you can pull this back, especially with Magnum the Reliever, you don't really need that many fusions, since you can use its effect to set it to the bottom of the deck and draw one. So I like 2 where it's at.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then we're doing the set these aside. We'll do the Edge Imp package. Now I'm going 3-2-2.
Why the Edge Imp package? What is that doing for you?
So the 3-2-2, it helps with getting into if you see the patchwork, it just gives you another fiend name. The problem, the reason why I added extra names when it comes to the ratios of the Chimera monsters is like, you don't see that fiend. If you have to pull it from the extra deck, it kind of sucks in this deck. I'll show you the reason why later. So you want to have that extra fiend name, and plus it gives you more material and money in hand to say that you discard for any of your effects. Again, that'll come into light later while we're doing that. But having that extra fusion, it throws your opponent off when they try to hit this. Let's say they DD Crow it or something in your Geri yard, and you come out with this, they think your plays are done, and you're like, nah, I'm good. We keep going.
Awesome. So is that the spice of the deck?
Oh no, there's a little bit more spice.
Oh, let's see.
Be a little more spicy. Now, see here, you probably think like, oh, he's gonna put down that, just the standard branded package right there. How about we do this?
What?
So, I am doing Chimera Runick. If you cannot tell, this is kind of something I've been labbing for a long while now. We do the one Dispelling as well. So we play all the names. I'll tell you the reason why by Dispelling after I explain the Runick engine.
Sure.
So I feel like the Runick engine really complements the weak points of the Chimera engine. Like, arguably, like the Chimera branded deck is better-ish, you can say that, but that's just because branded fusion is kind of busted but loses to Ash, so who cares? But it complements it so well. So the weakness of the Runick deck is that it has all these toolbox options, but it can't survive a battle phase. Well, every illusion monster cannot be destroyed by battle. So if they even push through the fact that they get past the fusion, you just banish the fusion, summon one of your illusions to defense, and they can't do anything. So you get another turn, and then you get more into the grind game where these cards come into question.
Gotcha.
So
your whole strat is to just out-resource your opponent.
Oh yeah, we have all the money. We're the bank. They don't get nothing.
Is that what we're calling this deck? The bank?
We're calling this the bank. We're not going to affiliate with anybody, obviously, for reasons, but with
all
the
right.
bank.
All right, so we're running 3 of all the Runicks except for Fountain and Dispelling?
So Dispelling, we're keeping at a 1. Reason being is that it does send cards from your opponent's deck, and if you blind activate this, it's kind of really bad into the tier matchup. So this is an easy side out. It's just another name to get a fusion summon off of. You don't really want to use it for anything more than that until you confirm it's a tier matchup. If it's not a tier matchup, this is actually putting a lot of work for me today. I ripped somebody's hand out with the Chimera effect at end phase, and then they drew for turn, searched whatever. They could have searched like the emergency to search the monster or any of the ads that happen. A Luber ad branded fusion is something I did today, and I hit Dispelling and just ripped their branded fusion from their hands. So feels good. It comes up when it comes up, and then you banish the top 2, so you're getting extra resource out of your card economy. Cool. This card came in clutch for me today, especially against Unchained. they have to commit. They have to commit to a resource and then pop that card. If you target their monster, like say their Sharyama or their Yama, you protect that monster. The pop doesn't go through, so they just wasted resource, and stuff just ends up engraving. You just out resource them in the late game because you just fountain draw 3, baby. So it's super good. There's places where you would want to try to take some of these out for siding. Can be a little daunting what to take out because you want to have enough engine to non-engine ratio. But these are easy side outs during like those kind of matchups, like Unchained. You just get rid of that. You don't need it. Like
awesome.
You don't really need this. Get rid of it. Just go with your bread and butter ones. Hope to see, and then you put in the non-engine that actually matters into that matchup.
Nice. And do we have any main deck non-engine?
We do have a little bit of main deck non-engine, so we'll put this to the side. So we're gonna go. We went with the good old TTT. Put in so much work for me today. I think honestly, and my round 5 was the final round we had. It probably won me the game, bare none. I went up against a Rescue Ace player, and upon the activating impulse on my turn, I activated TTT, looked at their hand. They had emergency, they had gas, like turbulence, but getting rid of the hard drawn hydrant makes sure that their emergency has to go towards their hydrant. So you're getting more resource. Yeah, you're getting vision too, so now you can see, like, can I actually go through my combos uninterrupted? Did they draw any non-engine that I have to worry about? It just puts in so much work. I don't think today at all I didn't draw 2 at all. I did tactics to take, I did tactics to look and just rip one out. That's mostly what I did with it today, but I couldn't cut this card even if I wanted to. Like, another multiverse would have to tell me to cut this card for me to do it. I have to run it, and it's always good because, like, even the draw 2 comes up. Like, say you're down on resources, they actually hit your engines. If you use talents to draw 2, you're more than likely not hitting a Runick card, and then that's just another draw 3 to get everything else that you were missing to start with. So, incredible card. Have to run it.
Awesome.
And for the last 3 spots, we're doing a 42 card main. I had imperms. Now, this is the one card I would say I'd kind of cut. Probably put it in the side would be fine, but for me, it doesn't hit enough. And because it's targeting, you have enough options that are targeting in the main deck itself. So when you're doing those, and those are kind of eating up your resources, and if people do the econ to tribute to special or take, or they're doing their dodge mechanics in the form of like Rescue Ace, they can just tribute. It kind of gets rough for this card, so I'm not personally a big fan. It is a good card, I will say that. I'm not down in it. It's just something that I have chosen to actually replace. I think I'm going to take it out for some Fenrir's. Mainly being it's a board breaker in its own, and then it searches for another copy. It could eat an ash that you could use for your Chimera Fusion, or your search to look for the Poly with Patchwork, or to get your Fountain. It eats up a really good ash. It's great ash bait for the Fenrir. So I think I'll probably be putting that in. And it's also discard fodder for your Hugin to get the Fountain.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's probably what I'll be going with.
All right. Well, let's see the Hugins and the rest of the extra deck.
All right. So we'll go in. Where you going with the 2 Chimera, the Phantom Beast card's great. I actually considered going to 3, but it's... we're not too far off from Agov, and we get some support in there, so I'm going to keep going with the 2 until then. The only reason I feel like that is because in the grind games, it does come to a point to where you want to see the 3rd name, but if you're getting to those points, you either most likely are not winning, or it's like you have to wait for that Runick card to come in to actually get you your draw 3 to keep you going and pushing against your opponent to keep resources out of their deck.
Gotcha. If you need 3, you've got bigger problems.
Yeah, so I could see a 3 being added, but I personally just go with the 2. Then we go with the 1, call him the closer. This man just wins games. If you ever get a chance to go into battle phase, they've just lost that many resources. You don't have to wait for them to try to steal out time or anything. Just be really conservative with your Runick spells so that you don't lose your next battle phase. So the card is the we're gonna go. I call him the closer, but it's the Illusion Beast. So what the card does is that you fusion with the Chimera, the Phantom Knight, or the Phantom Beast, and then you use him with any number of illusion monsters. If you use 1, he'll get 2 attacks, and that's why I call him the closer, because he gets a lot of attacks in, and that can on monsters specifically. Don't get it twisted. It's really good. I got into a situation where my opponent was playing branded Despia, just pure branded Despia, Puppet Lock and all of that. He left in a Luber on field, and I was able to actually get a monster out, and I chose this monster to get out because I had 2 illusion monsters, including the Phantom Beast. So that's 3 attacks. That's 9,300 damage. Ain't no one living that. Man just got cooked. You attack, and then you activate effect in damage step, so they can't negate it. They can only negate it. They can't activate anything to it, to where it negates the monster's effect, and anything that battles an illusion monster does not get destroyed by battle, and they just take the damage, and it will reduce its that monster that you negated 0 attack. So you just beat in for the rest of that damage. You let them go to time now, because you're above that life point threshold. We'll see. That never happened to me today. They just scooped win game 3 and hoped for the best. So that
incredible.
Card, pretty good. At least a solid one of. Went in with the 2 Guardian Chimera. I tried it at 1. That second name, you just need that second name. Being able to pop a number of cards and then drawing into more of your Runick engine when you need it. Like say you didn't draw it or anything, you're pulling everything out with your Chimera cards. It's digging deeper into your deck. This dude just helps get you there. I did have an instance in that final round where I was worried about the protection from targeting with the Hydrant because there were several other Rescue Ace monsters. Having this not target and not be targeted while you have a Polymerization engraved, which is completely easy to do turn 1, it makes it such a matchup against most of the popular decks now because they have to target for most powerful effects, or they have to just concede to getting run over by non-targeting effects. Same thing with Unchained. When they go the Dark Contract play and you see them place that Pendulum monster, you get those 2 bodies on field, easy, because then they don't get that extra resource. And sure, you don't have it for the Yama and all that, but honestly, you're probably just helping them at that point if you do the Destruction. So we'll go ahead and move on. So Magnum the Reliever. It really helps getting this card off field, off the extra monster zone, because you want to go into other extra deck monster cards with the Runick engine, because all of them just say summon this, it does great. Summon, Geri, protect yourself for a turn or something like that. This gets it off field, and then it has an interruption on its own. When an effect is activated, even your cards, you can trigger this. You can banish a fusion or a polymerization card and then target and pop a card on the field. Has come up a lot, especially when I'm done doing the protected portion of the Guardian Chimera. You just go ahead and get rid of that extra poly in the grave, pop some key resource, and you just keep trucking. It's a really good card, easy to make with the Edge Imp engine. So 2 Hugin, enough said. I put this in last minute, the Sleipnir. I did it more so I could have more bodies, because when you're, if you make this on your opponent's, or you're in phase, your opponent on draw phase, it creates a token. Light level 4 fairy can come up sometimes. I'm not running super poly myself, but I know that's kind of been a thing that can be done. It's more so for the extra body for the Guardian Chimera pop. It's less resource that I have to put out there. I don't have to get rid of the Chimera Phantom Beast or anything like that. I just get rid of the token, something else, and then I make it. So the token helps, but more so than that, during the battle phase or your main phase, you can banish this and another monster. Any kind of negate, you bait it. It's one for one, super easy. If they don't, it just comes back from the extra monster zone. Real easy way to clear that up as well. So it came up a couple times, saved me in the battle phase a couple times as well. So I'd say try it out. It's pretty good. Munin, I got a lot of flack for this one. It's a win in time card. If you ever have to get the time, sure, at end phase you get 1,000 life points, but it's more so like games 2 and 3 when they side in those Cosmic Cyclones to try to get rid of your field spell. This just saves you. You don't have to use Coatl or expend that resource. You just summon this, but when you know they're about to do it, and then you're just like, nope, negate, forget about it. So 2 Geri, most people just run it at the 1 to get the field spell back, or to survive battle. I'm running 2. Don't mind that. That's not a super. We don't talk about it. Don't talk about Bruno. It's more so because I play this.
Oh.
I expected tier, right? I expected tier.
The Copium.
The Copium deck. It's a strong deck. I'm not gonna say it's like I'm not gonna hate too much. It's a good deck. But I was obviously prepared for it. I didn't want to get caught with my pants down. You're not gonna do all that.
I mean, if I'm not wrong, it also kind of hits the Rescue Ace and the Unchained, doesn't it?
That is another reason why I actually put it in. Very much the Unchained, because once you find that game 2 or 3 and you're going first, you just make this after you find out they're playing it, and it's pretty much just scoop phase. They have to have a non-engine resource to actually get rid of it, or they have to commit a resource in terms of popping to be able to actually do anything, but it's still chained into the turn. They'd actually have to have imperm itself, or it's happening regardless whether they like it or not. You just shoot this in the draw phase and it's kind of scoop for them. So that's the reason I run the extra Geri, because you run so many level 4s, there's no reason not to. You just get the extra Geri in there. There's a lot of room for flexibility. I'd call these flex spots. You could do whatever you want with them. This is personally my choice. Let's be real, guys. This deck folds to Ibly. You just summon Ibly, it's not good. You have to run into the Berfomet. You have to Berfomet normal summon, and then even then, that's not a good place to be. However, in my round 5 against the Rescue Ace, this put in so much work, because when they placed the traps from the Turbulence effect, they risked running into this. You negate a trap after a tribute, gets it off the field, gets that card out of there. He had to play around not being able to use his traps, and that really hindered him. And then the Runick cards just got us into more and more advantage, and he just could not keep up, all because of a little ball. You got to run the ball, man. It's everything. So last, maybe least, Stapelia. Stapelia came up once, but I was already kind of losing that matchup. It was a target to pop on my Hugin. I had the Fiend in play so I can get my Edge Imp off in the graveyard, and I just thought, like, I didn't have any better plays at that time. Kind of got drolled there, so the Edge Imp actually didn't even get its effect off, but having a negate was better than nothing. At the time, I honestly probably would change this card out. Not too sure, maybe a Donner to try to get the extra monster zone cleared up. This is really another flex spot itself, so I'd say probably 3 flex spots in terms of this deck. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the side deck.
All right.
So I sided Ash. Yeah, it hits everything, but you have to run a certain amount of engine for these cards, and honestly, having the Edge Imps as sideable cards is really good. Droll. It's not a Droll meta anymore. I wouldn't say it's not like something you would really always put in. But if you see a rogue matchup, or if you go into like Monodome, Vanadium, whatever, like you see this card. If you see Dark World Tier Limit, they just kind of cry. Plus, Flunder is still a thing. Flunder is still a perceived strong deck. I did see it at the tournament, and wouldn't you know, the birds against the birds violence is kind of does it in itself.
No. You know all about that Blackwings.
Oh, you know it, baby. Pearly, we hate Pearly. We don't want Pearly. No, we don't want it. You see they're playing Pearly, you put these in. If you don't see your Destruction to get rid of the Pure Leap, or any effect or anything to pop the Noir, you just the E Pearly Noir before they do the leap. Just hope you see this. They're gonna draw their cards. They need the resource. You just eat them. This card, you might see this be going up. It's for a very good reason. It hits kind of everything. If they try to rescue something in the Rescue Ace, you just, whatever they target, you just get rid of. If they're going to summon Turbulence and they only have 2 names in the graveyard, you preemptively hit. So they don't get the Turb, they don't get the set 4. Insane. Actually came up. The other matchups in terms of tier limits, obviously you hit the girls. She ran away. She could go bye-bye. You also hit the Unchained matchup. You get rid of the blue dog. It helps a lot in the grind game because they can't send it back to the extra or to the main deck. So kind of a no-brainer to me. And then this is just, and I have this deck has a really good lab matchup already. There's not a real big issue, but not a lot of lab matchups are playing the Lord of Heavenly Prison anymore. So you just activate this and they kind of cry. The same thing with this. If you run into the mirror match or another Runick matchup, because they're out there, Runick for hire. I saw one playing today. You just activate that on the field spell, and we already know we get cooked. That's why Munin will save you. Remember, Munin will save you. But,
Awesome. Sounds great, man. Can you take us through your main combo, like the one combo you'd suggest?
Sure. We can look at something real quick. So, honestly, if you just see this, Coatl or any other Runick name, doesn't matter what name, it's insane full combo. You go, you're gonna go activate in draw phase because you always want to do this during the draw phase. You want to, if they on Droll, it would really suck, so we just stay ready for it. You do that, summon the Hugin, pitch this as cost, get your Runick field spell, and then on the resolution, that card will trigger. So you're just getting mad pluses, and this is the reason why the Patchwork engine, I think, works the best in terms of getting you advantage. So you get this into your hand. This will grab you Patchwork, which grabs you Polymerization and another Edge Imp Chain, and then you just plus like crazy. You get more resources. You're pulling all of these out of deck just to get everything off, and then once you baited everything, if you bait Ash on this or this baits Ash because you don't want to get a +1, then you're just free. Everyone you're free to go off. This combo is so good. You just pitch, grab yourself Swordknight. Swordknight hits the field. You normal summon. On summon is typically when you just use the quick effect tribute itself to special, and then you just special out your nice Berfomet. Berfomet gets you the Chimera, Mythical Claws, and the Fusion, and from there you fuse with these two on field. Get those back in the grave, and then you'll get yourself the Phantom Beast. You just get the Phantom Beast, and you can chain this however you want. Honestly, you can chain this in a number of different ways. I usually go chain link 1 to discard at end, chain link 2 to target and special, and chain link 3 just in case they do have another Ash and they just used it late. It's better to do it now than it is to try to do this on the follow-up turn during their draw phase. So summons this out, and then this will just get you the Coatl for follow-up again back into your hand. And then after you fusion, you just fusion effect, add it back to your hand, set it on field, and then you have this in your hand, this on field, or in hand, depending on how if you've had Runick cards or not, outside of that one. This on the field, and you're just set up for the next turn, just real nice. You really get this all with just the singular one card. You get this through having a Runick, obviously, to discard. But the one card engine for the Coatl is so much value. Pull everything out, get the resource. But yeah, that's the main bread and butter combo for that, honestly. Just, you do that, you're kind of just winning.
Sounds great, man. Again, congrats on the win today. Anything else you want to tell us?
Just shout outs to the team, Rogue Rangers, man. You know, got to represent. Got my boys with me whenever I go. Ikatsuki for life. I'm just saying, you know. So yeah, just try it out, lab it. If you have any improvements, put it down in the comments. You know, Rogue Rangers. Let's go.